are you? It's Colleen, Rebel Stitcher, and this handsome guy, Albus. This is episode number 50, and as you can see, I'm filming outside because it is so nice outside. Spring has definitely arrived in Ohio, and I've started sitting outside and stitching in my outside stitchy spot. So I was excited to film a floss tube out here. Hopefully we won't get too much background noise. First of all, I wanted to thank my friends Lynn and Liz for coming and filming with me last week, with Albus and I should say. I know it was a long video for this channel, so thanks everybody if you stuck it out. You know, you can't please everybody. Some people say videos are too short, some people say they're too long, so it was what it was. But it was great fun stitching with them, and well, it's kind of like, when they come, it's kind of just like a stitch day at, you know, with friends. So we just sit and chit chat and share our stitching. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I also was looking back because I never remember what number floss tube it is, and I went back and looked, and this is episode number 50, but I've also been doing these videos for over a year. It's crazy. So thank you to everyone who has come back as gluttons for punishment watching this, and thank you to new subscribers. And if you're watching this and say, hey, I wonder when that weirdo is going to come on and talk about cross stitch again, hit subscribe so you get notifications. If nothing else, you get to see this guy, and you know, he's a handsome boy. So I've got whips, a finish, plans, haul, stitchy kindness. So I've got chock full of stitchy goodness this episode, so hopefully it'll be a good one. Let's see. So I was taking part in March Madness, which is the brainchild of Steel City Stitchers. The hashtag is hashtag SCS March Madness 2021. We're at the tail end of it. Most people have gotten onto their final project. My final two projects were between the Game of Thrones, Castles and Banners by Clouds Factory, and Harriet Tubman by Primitive Hair. And Harriet Tubman won. This is the chart. And I finished her. Here she is in all her glory. I think she came out great. This is on Picture This Plus. I don't remember. I lost the little tag that had the color on it. So I also opted to not put that big flower on the side. I just didn't feel like it needed it. And let's see, the only other changes I made was it called for Krynic, and I replaced it with Yield Gold where it called for Krynic. But otherwise, this is pretty much stitched as is. Oh, and her little collar here, I changed to oatmeal because the white they called for looked too stark. So I finished this, and I'm gonna take it to the framer and get a nice rustic, kind of dark wooden frame for her, and find a special spot in the house to hang her. This is one that my wife Nicole actually likes, so it'll probably be in the main house and not just in my stitchy room. So I completed her while, let's see, I had mentioned before my son had states this past weekend. It was, excuse me, un momento. Oh my goodness. So it was not his most stellar meet, but he did qualify for regionals. So in a couple weekends, we'll be going up to Michigan for regionals. But while I packed some stitching while we were there, because we had to get a hotel, and I finished Tubman, and I also packed something that I thought would transport easy and be an easy stitching. So once I finished, Albie, I'm gonna put you down, honey. Okay, say goodbye to the peoples. Bye, peoples. Okay. So I grabbed something that I thought would be easy stitching for a hotel room, and I grabbed this. I cross stitch so I don't kill people, and this is on Jody fabric, her blood spatter, Jody from Steel City Stitchers. And I got almost done. This is Anchor Black, just a DMC red for in the knives, and the purple is a silk from Bestitch Me that I got in their Halloween box, and I ran out of purple silk, so I have to order more, and all I have is this little area right here to finish. So it looks really good. It won't take me long to finish it once I get the silk in, but I thought this was a perfect pattern. I believe it's by Clouds Factory. Perfect pattern for Jody's blood spatter. So I'm almost done, but alas, I ran out of silk. So once I got back home, I pulled out my Game of Thrones, since that was the runner-up in March Madness, and I made some progress on this. Let me take the chart off. Hold on one second. Don't want to make that mistake twice. So let me put something behind here. Okay, Martell was what let's see, when I started March Madness, I had part of Tyrell. I completely finished Martell. I did the back stitching in the banner and just need to do it in the castle. And then I moved over to the last banner, which is Targaryen. So basically, other than Targaryen, everything else is done except back stitching. I have to do back stitching in some of the castles and the house mottos in these three here. But this is super fun, but I was getting bored, honestly, and I wanted to move on to something else. So since I made progress on that, I justified going back to something else. So I pulled out my Mardi Gras tree. Let me grab a piece of paper here. So I'm doing this for my wife, Nicole, who's from New Orleans. And I had mentioned before, we are having trouble finding Mardi Gras patterns that we liked. So I decided to make this myself. So look at all that beading in there. I've made some good progress. Gonna finish the tree and the beads. My goal is to get this done before April, so I can have another whip knocked out of the giant bucket of whips I have, so I feel less guilt with the new starts that I want to start in April, but more of that to come. I don't remember who this fabric is by. It's Ada. Maybe I wrote it down somewhere, but I'm sorry, I can't remember it. But that's as far as I have gotten on this. There's no pattern. I made this one up myself. And I think it's coming along pretty snazzy. Nicole likes it, so that's all that matters. So those are the 3 whips and a finish that I've had since I last saw you. So I've been a busy little stitcher. So I'm just moving stuff out of the way here. So next, I guess I will talk about haul and stitchy kindness. First of all, if you guys need haul, I'm just gonna jump around here. My friend Lynn, who was on the video with me last week with our other friend Liz, she's the amazing bag maker, and she has been busy sewing and has been posting a lot of stuff on her Instagram page, which is Lynn X Stitches Creates. And she had like a sock monkey one, some Snoopy, and last night before I went to bed, I noticed a dragon one, which was really cool. So if you are into Game of Thrones or dragons, or just need some project bags that fit 11 by 11 Q snaps, check out her Instagram. It's Lynn X Stitches Creates. Anyway, stitchy kindness. I was overwhelmed this week. I didn't get one. I didn't get 2. I got 3 pieces of Stitchy kindness in the mail. I mean, it was amazing. I felt like so special and so loved. But bear with me 1 minute. I gotta reach for something. So first up, from Sarah Rice, or I guess I shouldn't say your full name, sorry. From Sarah, I got this super sweet St. Patrick's Day card, and she sent me this, and I don't know if you remember the holiday hoopla St. Patrick's Day finish I did. I only had a 4-inch hoop to finish it in, and she sent me a 3-inch hoop so I can get that moved into there so it's sized right in the finishing. So thank you so much. She wrote a super sweet card in here, and not only that, she has 2 boxers named Morgan and Mexi, I think is how you say it. And they sent treats for Dobby and Albus. So how sweet is that? I haven't let them open it yet because, you know, I wanted to show it first. But thank you, and the dogs thank Mexi and Morgan very much. So sweet, and I appreciate it. Oh, speaking of dogs, I don't know why I started an Instagram page for Albus and Dobby. I've become one of those people. So I think it's called Albus and Dobby Frenchies. I think that's what it's called. And I only put a couple things up there. There's some puppy pictures and, you know, whatever. So if you need more Albus and Dobby content in your life, you can look for that. Anywho, the next piece of Stitchy kindness I got was from my friend Amy in Jersey. She has a FlossTube Sprinklestein _stitches. And she found this chart at her L&S and immediately thought of me. It's FlossTube. So, so she had it sent over to me. I can't wait to stitch it. We're gonna stitch it together. And in full disclosure, I did not come up with this term. As you might remember, I have that needle minder in my shop. That says FlossTube, and it's like a bobbin with red floss wrapped around it. And my friend Susie emailed me one time before she was my friend, and her email was FlossTube at blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, that's the coolest name. And so I'm gonna pass the stash on so Susie can stitch this too. So at a later date, we'll probably have a fun little stitch along. So thank you, Amy. It was really fun, and I appreciate it. I had no idea that chart even existed. Apparently it's out of print, and her L&S just had some older copies, because I checked with Steph, and she said they're out of print. And last but not least, my third piece of Stitchy kindness for the week. I got a whole big care package in the mail, like a big priority box from my girls in Pittsburgh, Steel City Stitchers. I felt so freaking loved. Let me grab what they sent me. Oh, shoot. Un momento. I'm back. Sorry about that. So first they sent me a nice card. They sent me lots of goodies. Now you can see this is empty, but it was chocolate covered pretzels. I had one and my kids have devoured them. So let's see. They also sent a bunch of tea, and these are those chocolate peanut butter drops Kristen was talking about that her mom's friend makes. I am saving that for a special occasion. And Erica, oh my goodness, she wrote this super sweet note. Look what she made. It's one of those little thread beds that keep your orts. And it's like Day of the Dead doggy fabric. And look, it even has a tag with her little tag there. So I love it. I can't wait to use it because my orts are everywhere. I just kind of throw them here or there, or I'll try to collect them in one spot and I get up and forget about it and I find them all over the place. So this will definitely come in handy. Thank you so much. And the piece de resistance, if you will. You might think I spoke French. Jody fabric. Look at that. Look at those bad boys. 18 count Aida, my total jam. Look at this. Jody is amazing. So my girl Jody hooked me up with some of her amazing fabric. Gorgeous. I really like this one too. Oh, the thing about filming outside is the colors are, I guess the light is better in it. Colors seem to be pretty true. So thank you so much, my Pittsburgh peeps. You totally made my day. Thank you. And I really, 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 really appreciate it and felt special. Okay, so that's all the Stitchy kindness, which was amazing and generous and most appreciated, because who doesn't like to get happy mail? And then I have haul. Some of my stuff I ordered from Needlework Expo has come in. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to tell you a story about Walker. This happened a couple weeks ago. He decided he was going to come to the grocery store with me. We're pulling into the parking spot, and a kid and his mom kind of walk past the car, and Walker goes, "Mom, that's the kid that called me the N-word." And I'm like, what? You know, mama bear, full force. I slam the car into park. I go to jump out of the car, and I'm like, "That kid?" And he's like, "Oh my God." He's like this, "Mom, just calm down. I'm just kidding." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Nobody called me the N-word. I don't even know who that kid is. He just, I was just teasing you." The sense of humor or lack thereof of this kid. I was ready to like throw down with the mom in the Kroger parking lot because her kid supposedly called mine the N-word. He's laughing and laughing at me like, you know, "Ha ha, you're so gullible, I got you." I'm like, "Walker, you have no idea what you almost started there." I'm, you know, fat and out of shape and everything else, but boy, mess with my kids and you'll see a mama bear. Anyway, so that was story time from Walker. To haul, I am a part of the 12 Shades of Gray Fabric of the Month from Fortnite Fabric, and this is it's gorgeous gray that came this time. I really like this one. It's called Round Trip. I get it in 18 count. Derek and Christian knocked it out of the park. Okay, this I don't believe was a Needlework Expo, but I just had Steph order it for me. Madame Chantilly. I don't know. Oh, Black Cat it's called. Love this. Love this chart. Quirky Halloween has my name written all over it. And then these two are Needlework Expo. There's still one more chart that I ordered that hasn't come in. But this Teresa Kogut, I love those pumpkins. I love that black cat's face. So I ordered this. It's called Whimsy Halloween. And since Walker's a gymnast, I thought the witch upside down like that was kind of cute. And then this is from Silver Creek Samplers, Wicked Stitcher Society. I thought it was cute. I like the witch's legs, those like striped legs, and she's sitting there stitching. So I don't know when I'll ever stitch it, but it was cute. So that's my haul and my Stitchy kindness. And I thought I would do a new segment called out of context messages. So if you just read these messages that I get, you might think what in the world? But in context it makes sense, but out of context it's bizarre. So here's my new segment, out of context messages. I have 2 of them. I wanted to, okay, start over. I can read. I had wanted the hairy legs one. Can it be added? And of course there's a garbage truck while I'm doing this. I hope it's not too loud. And I'm ready for my invoice. Can you also add the granny panties? So I was chuckling to myself one night as I was answering texts and stuff, and my wife Nicole was like, what's so funny? And I read these messages to her and she was cracking up. So this is her brainchild. But I have a needle minder shop on Instagram called Rebel Stitcher Designs, and I've added a lot of fun new needle minders recently, and some of those include somebody with granny panties and hairy legs. So out of context, it sounds very bizarre, but if you know what they're talking about, not so much. So hopefully that cracked you up as much as me. And I've got, let's see, 3 new needle minders that are en route from the manufacturer that are my designs. So fingers crossed by next video I might be able to show them. And if there are any Schitt's Creek fans, there's one in that batch that should appeal to you. So I'll keep you posted on that. And now, moving right along to plans. I have been good, pretty much, with my March Madness. I haven't had any starts for the month of March, new starts. I've used March Madness as a way to make some progress on whips. So I finished Harriet Tubman. I got my Game of Thrones pretty close to finish, but I think it's gonna, honestly, I think it's gonna go away for a little bit. And as soon as I get the silk back, I think I can get the I cross stitch so I don't kill people on Jody's blood spatter done. That won't take long at all. Excuse me. And hopefully I can get the Mardi Gras tree done by the end of this month, March. Which leads me, as a reward, I have 3 new starts, 3 fingers, not 2, 3 fingers for new starts I want to do in April. Some of these I have plans to stitch along with people, and I would love it if you guys have some of these charts in your stash and would like to join along. That's what I figured I'd show them this week. So if you want to stitch along, you have some time to get ready. The first, I had mentioned it in the before, is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. I have coveted this chart since I restarted stitching. So I got all the thread, I got me the Murky, I'm good to go. All I need is a Q-snap and a needle, and I will be stitching this. I can't wait, I'm excited. There's a million hashtags already out there for this, so you know, this is not a brand new pattern or anything, and it's quite popular. So I'm not making a new hashtag for that. There's no need. But I'm excited to stitch that. My next one is, let me see if I can find it, is a Madame Chantilly. She's got some great Halloween patterns, if you guys are into Halloween like I am. Is Halloween Royalty with this dopey little prince in the throne. I'm going to stitch it on Stinkhorn from Fortnite Fabrics. Let's see, this is the size it'll be with the border. Now if I don't stitch it, like start stitching it all the way over here, I should be good. And so I'm gonna start this. I don't know what day I'm starting all these, but April bets are off. I'm starting stuff. So I think we're going to call this hashtag Halloween Royalty Sal. And Bobby from Pumpkin Creek Primitives is stitching it. My friend Susie FlossTubes is gonna be joining the sal. So anybody else who wants to stitch it, come and join in the fun. And the last one that I'm going to stitch, this chart I got off of Etsy, and bear with me one second. It's from Sunflower Diaries, Viva La Frida. So, okay, I'm gonna zoom. First of all, I'm gonna turn it this way. This is just a close-up. It's Frida Kahlo and a monkey. Could this have my name written anymore? Maybe if there were like Frenchies under here. But this is what the chart looks like. It's from, you can get it download PDF from Etsy. Now the thread they use is Nina's hand-dyed threads, but I think it also gives you a DMC substitution. This designer is somewhere in Europe, so she used like a funky thread that is not available to us. I did my own thread conversion, and if anybody wants it, I would be happy to share it. But here, let me get my threads going. So I could be like those fancy ladies. Hold on. Un momento. So these are the threads that I'm using. I'm gonna stitch it on this fabric. Ooh, ah, ooh. So if anybody would like to stitch this with us, I know my friend Susie is gonna stitch it with us, with me. And this one we're gonna do it hashtag Frida and the and sign monkeySAL. Frida and monkeySAL. That makes sense. I'll write these in the description box. So if any of you, these look appealing and you want to join in the sale, you've got like a week or so to get your shit kitted up. So I think that's it for me. That was my haul, my stitchy kindness, my March Madness, what do you call it? Progress. And I think that's it. So I'll be back next week, hopefully. This little guy fell asleep. You want to say goodbye to the peoples? You want to say goodbye? Enjoy the stitching, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And go outside and enjoy this beautiful weather. Oh, Friday I get my first COVID shot. I am so excited. So I have to drive up to Dayton, but it's well worth it. So after Friday, I will be halfway vaccinated. Yay! Okay, everybody, stay safe and enjoy the weather. Bye.